Okay, hi everyone. So this is drawing the eye. So what we're going to do is we'll put a quick circle here just to represent the eyeball. Okay, now I'll go ahead and draw on top of this one. So with the eyeball, what we're going to do is we're going to look just really quickly at what the inside of the eye will look like. So you have your iris there. So it looks like that. So that's your iris, right? And then at the back of that there's a lens. Now we're not gonna look at too much detail, but I'm just drawing this just to explain uh, something really quickly. So this lens is not really seen. This is what focuses the light, but what we see here is the pupil. Okay, and then on top of that we have this clear film on the outside, just right there. That's called the cornea. So that's actually what gives us that specular highlight. So when you're looking at an eye, for an example, you have the pupil, and then you have that shine there. It's what we call a specular highlight. So this right there is caused by that cornea because it's clear and it causes a reflection. And it's not always circle. It can be any shape. It can be just depending on the light source. Sometimes if a person's looking at a window, you can have like the light that comes through the window looking like that. And yeah, so it depends on the source. So those are the things that we're going to be looking at. Okay, and what we'll be concentrating on are just these things here, and it'll be that simple. Okay, so the way we represent this is when we're drawing, we're not going to go ahead and draw every single iris whenever we're drawing. So what we do is we just put in a few lines that'll represent what we want to draw. So to represent the iris, we just have this line. Sorry, the white of the eye, I forgot, is called the sclera. Okay. Now we call it the white of the eye, even though it's actually not white at all. Okay. Oh, let me remove that brush in the corner there. Okay. So we draw the iris just like that, and it's just very simple. For the pupil, what we do is we draw an oval shape in the middle to represent the pupil, and that's it. And then we have that specular highlight that comes here. So what we can do is just make it look like that, and that's it. What we'll do is we'll give it a nice blue color for the iris. Okay, there we go. So that's how we draw it. Now let me show you where the eyelids sit. Now when it comes to drawing the eyelids normally come just above the top of the pupil, just right there. So that's where the top eyelid goes. And it comes to around about where the bottom is, right there. So on that line. Okay, just like that. And there's this flap that comes like a ledge. It's on the eye. So we'll actually shade that in. Most of the time, faces are lit from above, so the underneath of the eyelid, of the top eyelid, will be in the shadow, and the bottom will actually be hit by the light. So the bottom of the eyelid normally comes to just above the bottom of the iris right there, and that's all the way an eye normally sits if it's not squinting or anything. And it also has that small ledge there. We'll draw that in. Okay, so it covers it like that, and then you have a crease right there. So since the top is lit, the bottom of it won't be lit. It'll be in the shade a little bit, maybe not that much, but just a little bit. Okay, so we'll just put a few lines just to represent that. And then your eyelashes actually come, not right at the top of the ledge, just below it. That's where they come out. Okay, just like that. So the same thing here, not right at the edge, but just above it. And there you have the side view of the eye. Now for the front view, it's similar. So we have, let me draw another. So we'll have that as the iris, and we'll have this as the pupil. Okay. Okay, there we go. And we'll put a highlight right there. Okay, all good. And we'll color that in with that blue color. Sorry. Okay. Actually, put that just below it. So that's the iris right there. And the same thing when you're drawing the eyelids from the front. It has the same, it's done in the same way. Okay. So let's actually put the eyelids in here. Now with the pupil, sometimes it's bigger or it's smaller depending on the actual the light that's entering into the eye. So what we can do is actually just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, that down there. Okay, that's close enough. So now let's draw that the eyelid. So as we previously stated, it's just above the pupil, right there. So we'll draw a line just above the pupil coming down. Now let's just assume this is, if we have the two eyes, let's assume it's this eye. And normally what happens is, depending on the person, it'll either slant inwards or it'll slant, down towards the outside, or it could be perfectly straight. Okay, for this tutorial, we'll keep it pretty close to straight. Okay, now when drawing this, there's another thing to remember. So we had and it's easier to see from the front, that's why I didn't explain when we were looking from the side. We have this thing called a tear duct. So normally, because the eye is round and we're looking at the front of the eye, what happens is the the how do you say, the lids of the eye don't actually go all the way right to the edge of the circle when you're drawing it, because it is a circle form. So in order for the eyelids to wrap around this, it'll have to come in a bit, so it'll touch the actual eyeball. Okay, so it's like that. Now remember, the bottom lid just comes just above the bottom. That's normal right there. Okay, and then we have that ledge, remember? So we'll draw that ledge in on the top. Actually give that a little bit of shade. Then we have a bottom ledge right there. And that's it. Okay, then you have your eyelashes, however you want to draw them. Normally they'll come down a bit before they go up, just like that. Okay, that's it. So that's what it looks like. So everything all together. So we have the iris. So these are the things that you should be thinking about when you're drawing it. So as I said, this is a very practical tutorial. So you have the iris, you have the pupil. Okay, now normally there's a crease here. It just kind of follows the eyelid. We'll just have that like that. And that's the bag under the eye, just coming there. Iris, pupil. Then you have the tear duct. That's something that you should remember when you're drawing. Then you have that highlight. Sometimes it won't be there, just depends. And you have the lids. And don't forget, when you're drawing the lids, you have this kind of like a ledge there. And yeah, that's everything. And we have the sclera right there. I'll show you soon how to draw it so that it's not white. And this is only if you want to go into a lot of detail. But if you're not, don't really worry about it. Because what happens is, just to make the other, because the eye is a ball shape, the actual edges of it will be a little bit shaded, and the top there will have a little bit more shade, just like that, because it's because of the eyelid. And this has a little bit of shade in there, and this one has a little bit of shade in there, just like that, because the shape of the iris itself, when we're looking at the eyeball, so it's cornea, it's the iris, because it has that shape, it will be darker on the edges, like that. So that gives it a more realistic look if you're looking at doing more realistic type caricatures. So there, and because it's like that, the top part here will be a little bit lighter. Okay? So it'll have like a bit of a highlight there, just like that. Okay, and so that's everything about the eye. So I'll show you quickly how to simplify all of this, because that's what we want. We want to simplify everything. So when you're drawing the eye, this is what you do. Just remember the top of the eye. There's basically 3 lines. So you have 1, 2, 3, and those are the 3 lines that represent the top of above the eye. And above that, there's about almost the same. You can put 2 if you want, but yeah, there's lines there. Then you have the tear duct. Now at the bottom, normally there's it's represented as 2 lines. Now these are just general rules for you to kind of just keep in mind when you're drawing. You can keep an eye out for it. So if it is there, you can go ahead and exaggerate that. But if it's not, don't put something there that's really not there. If it's a nice smooth one, then fine, just go ahead and draw a nice smooth line. But yeah, basically there's like 2 lines underneath at the bottom. So you have 1 and then you have 2. 1, 2. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, just like that. And yeah, drawing the iris. Now remember the pupil sits pretty close to the top there. So we can actually go ahead and draw that. Then we draw the iris. Okay, then we put the highlight in, and then we just start shading. So that's a simple look at the eye. Okay, you can put the eyelashes in, just like that. Put a ledge in there just by making a darker line, just to represent the edge. And if you want, you can just put a quick couple of lines there, just to show that ledge that's at the bottom. And that's it. So that's how you simplify it, and it's much easier that way. Okay, so from here you can go ahead and you can draw whatever type of eye you want, but keeping in mind these principles. Okay, the top eyelid close to that. So if you were to move the eyelid up a bit, just the upper eyelid, what would happen is you'd have the pupil, you'd have the iris, then you'd have, if you had the eyelid coming like right above there. So let's put those three lines in, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. So it'll look like the person's actually freaking out, you know, they have their eyes wide open. Put that tear duct in there. Okay, that ledge, we'll put that there. We have the eyelashes coming out there. Then we have that crease over the eye. Now with Asian people, you will see the crease there. Normally it'll be pretty close to the top there. And actually quite a few of them do have the creases in their eyes, but there are some that don't, and that's typical for an Asian face. Okay, so if it's not there, don't go ahead and show it, because it's actually not there, so it won't look like them then. Okay, and if you bring the eyelid closer to the pupil, what will happen is it'll look sleepier. So that's the pupil, that's the iris, and let's bring it pretty close to halfway, just like that. Okay, to the bottom. Let's put that highlight in there. Okay, so that makes them look sleepier. So go ahead and practice this. Do as much practice as you can, because practice is always good. So that's that. Now, when drawing the eye, just remember a good way to practice is draw a circle, then draw like a target line, like a cross. So that way you can kind of tell where the pupil and the iris is going to be, just like that. And then you can go ahead and put in the eyelids. Okay. And then continue to do something like that. Shape it in a bit. Okay. Now it kind of looks kind of funny sitting by itself, just like that. So what I'll do is I'll draw a quick face for you, so you can just kind of place it on the head. Just to show you what it'll look like from that 3/4 angle. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Because it's in perspective, the head is turned. This eye will actually look smaller than this one. So we're just defining the limit of the eye. Okay, the bottom and the top. And then we go ahead and put the tear duct in. Then we'll draw the iris. Then last of all, we'll put in the highlight and the pupil itself. Eyelashes. Then the eyebrows. Okay. Shape this in a little bit. Okay. And we have a crease over the eye right there. So that's what it'll look like. Putting it all together just like that. So what I'll do is, if you look on the CD or the DVD, whichever one you purchased, there'll be drawings. But what I'll do is I'll draw two eyes together along with the eyebrow, so that way, you can see it better. And yeah, just keep on doing that and copy it, and keep practicing it, and then you'll get the eye pretty good. So that's how you do it. Just keep in mind whenever the eyes where the eyes are positioned, so that when you're drawing it, you can tell which way they're looking. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So if I was to put it like in the corner there, it'll be look like he was, you know, or she was looking to their left. Okay, just like that, and just that simple. So the stages again, really quickly. 1, 2, 3. Just try and define the outside of the eye. Then 1, 2. And if you want, put the crease in. Okay, if it's there. Then after that, draw the iris itself. So we'll draw the iris. We'll give him, you know, big eyes. And then the highlight. And then last of all, the pupil. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Define the outside of the eye. 1, 2. The crease. Okay, the iris, the highlight, then the pupil. See, that quick. We'll draw two of them together. Okay, so we'll put it like that. So 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2. See, on this side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, the crease above it. And let's have them looking that way, looking in that direction. So we have the iris again there, the highlight, and the pupil, and all done. Okay, some eyelashes. Okay, so that's basically how you do it, and that's how you do it really quickly. So those are the things to be thinking about. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, the crease, the iris, the highlight, the pupil. So I hope you're getting the point. That's why I keep repeating it, just so you can, you know, understand. And that's drawing the eye. So that's from the front, from the side we already looked at it. So, as I said, when you're practicing, draw the circle, draw the crosshair. It's right there, and that'll help. Okay, so you have the iris, you have the highlight, you have the pupil. Crease, the eyebrows. Okay, all good. So, see you in the next tutorial. Hope you enjoyed this, and keep practicing the eye. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thanks.